Greetings and welcome back to Friedland. I am your host as always. Without too much hoo-ha, let's see what's happened. Our cavalry screens up near Lichtenfeld are just squaring off against one another. Not much beyond that. We're squaring off. Hello, cavalry. Some Cossacks have made their way through the woods. I suspected there's much, but they obviously got into the woods before I could actually see them heading down these roads. Which is fair. It's only 50 Cossacks, but who knows what else might come out. Lots of French. I am the French. Too used to playing Allied. But yes, lots of Russian hidden movement because, well, they're all protected by the Gorgonal wood and the Blothkheim wood. Big artillery barrage from the Russians. Ow. Well, the Russians are definitely wanting to blast me out of my position here, given the sheer amount of guns that they've deployed. And they are wrapping round my flanks up here with my skirmishers. For the most part, our position is fairly okay, not brilliant. Alright, one unit routed. What unit was that? Ugh. That was rather unfortunate. That battalion routed. So in this case, I'm going to have to evacuate Blothkheim. There's no two ways about that. So I might as well fall back from this rather good ground, unfortunately, and fall back to, say, where do we fall back to? The problem is with Oudinot's division split like it is, there's no easy way to concentrate it. Okay, lose one man there as we fall back and start withdrawing. Limber up the guns. Lost 6 men. Alright. We continue to fall back. In the meantime, we are going to work on falling back to a proper position. So I'm thinking Oudinot as a whole will take up position here. The Saxons will take up Alberton, and then Verdier will take up position here. Give or take, of course. They're going to fall back that way. Alright, let's go there. 3rd Dragoons, 6th Dragoons, 11th Dragoons. I will give up ground ever so slightly. For the sake of the skirmishers are going to continue to play defense for the moment. Saxons. Since Cohorn is moved, Lars moved. The question is, what do I do with this lot? If I put you into column and make you move that way, put you into column and make you move that way, and then I leave you in line and watching for now while the rest fall back. So for now, let's put the Saxons in the village. So the Grenadiers, I am thinking, will go there. These Grenadiers can go there, and then the infantry regiment as a whole will form up here. The divisional commander and the brigade commander will sit there, and then the Saxon foot guns will sit up here. And then, of course, the Saxon supply wagon will be behind the village. But yeah, I'm thinking that will be the case for Marshal Law and his corps. So Oudinot, Saxons, Verdier. Now the big thing is with the... Who do you belong to? You actually belong to that lot. You will fall back as well. You can't actually see anyone. Of course, those skirmishers will not want to come out of the woods, because if they do, they'll get run down by dragoons. Because, let's have a look-see. Okay, not quite. The dragoons can't quite make it. So now, if I put them there, they will be able to. So they'll be at risk of being run down by dragoons. Get them out of the way, and then get the Dutch cuirassier out of the way as well. And let's go with you. 15th Chasseur. 10th Chasseur. And the rest of the 3rd Hussars will go that way. So, who can be seen? He can see most of my cavalry. He can see the arrival of Mortier. So, things can be seen. Let's get Verdier up. Verdier, Harisby, and the remaining troops. Dombrowski and the Poles will move forward. And with that, we also get the Corps' heavy artillery. Kolchnek has arrived with these chasseurs. And with that, we'll also get the arrival of the 5th as well. So, with them arrived, these lot belong to the 2nd Division of the 8th Corps, which means they belong to Dombrowski. So, Dombrowski is a combined infantry and cavalry division, which I suppose does give it quite a bit of flexibility. Marshal Bessières is the next thing to arrive, and Bessières will not arrive for 2 hours and 10 minutes. So, for now, we're also just going to start spreading out my cavalry screen a bit more. We'll spread out the cavalry screen. So with that, the cavalry screen's all spread out. There's no easy way through it. I will, however, bring back Saint-Germain. And then behind Saint-Germain we will form, or just to the side of him, we'll form Domeric. And then just behind and to the side of Domeric we'll form De France with the Carabineers. Now, Mortier, what do we want Mortier to do? I can either push him forward, or, perhaps more appropriately, push him off to one side. I could push him forward so they can help this lot, or I can make him form up roughly around Gorgonau and basically have him hold Gorgonau, which I'm actually very partial to having him do. He'll hold on to Gorgonau, he'll have the cavalry protecting his left, he'll have cavalry on his right, and then he'll also be protecting La to his right. So in this case, his 2nd Brigade will form up over here. With the Garde de Paris and the 58th, they'll form up over there. Mortier himself so we'll form the 4th Léger. The 15th line will form up here. And they can't form line, but they will have some skirmishers from the 4th, specifically the 2nd Battalion of the 4th. The 1st Battalion of the 4th will form up over here, protecting the guns, and then the rest of the battalions will form up to their side. As for these guns, they will be placed on the outskirts of the village. Yeah, and they'll dominate the ground. There's a bit of a dead ground there, which is unfortunate, but we're looking to prevent them from advancing anytime soon. So in the meantime, with La falling back again, I'm still playing by time, and I'm doing pretty good at it, all things considered, because again, none of my big the vast majority of my army will not arrive until early afternoon, and it's still fairly early morning, so I know these turns can be somewhat boring because I'm playing the long-term game, but I still hope you are finding this interesting, if nothing else, and informative of the situation at Friedland. Obviously, it's not happening exactly as Friedland did. For one, on the day, historically, the Russian army commander, Count von Bennigsen, was ill, so he was not at his best. Whereas my opponent is not ill. Or at least I hope not at this time. So he's not suffering the same issues as Bennigsen at the very least. But for now, plus I have been fairly smart and careful with my manoeuvring. Now, as much as I would have liked to hold here, the sheer amount of Russian guns is not going to allow it. The fact that, well, look here alone. Well, there's 8 there, there's 8 there, so 24. There's 28 guns here alone. Then there's another 8 there, at least another 4 there, and then at least another 18 there. The Russians have guns, 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 and guns galore in this. So we are having to be fairly reserved. But once Verdier arrives, I should be able to make Lars Corps a bit more concentrated. I suppose the one issue with this lot here is the fact that yes, the ground is horrible for him, but likewise the ground will be horrible for me. So yeah, swings and roundabouts. We'll turn these dragoons out, some of the dragoons at least, slightly. And with that, we'll prevent the Russian skirmishers from coming out of the woods. But for now, it's going to be the end of another turn. But I thank you for watching, at the very least. I know these are not... It's not the most interesting battle of yet. Or at least I find it interesting, but I don't know how you all find it. But me and butts at the moment. Hopefully you have enjoyed or find it interesting, and I shall hopefully see you all with the next episode. So if you've liked, please consider subscribing, thumbs up or commenting. It's all appreciated. But until then, I shall say bye-bye for now, and I will see you soon.